Welcome to the Marketing for the Culture podcast, powered by the African American Marketing Association. Each week, we'll bring you an insightful conversation from some of the best experts in our industry on how to advance our career. Join the collective of Black marketers across the world, advancing their brand as we work towards creating a collaborative community. Hey, good people, Michelle Gomez. Welcome back to the Marketing for the Culture podcast. I have a good friend, good guest, special guest for y'all, Miss Courtney Johnson. How are you doing today?
Hello. I am amped on coffee. I'm ready.
So why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Okay, sure. So Courtney or CJ or Tutu, it depends who's asking on the day, but currently a full-time social media manager and content creator, digital nomad, former educator turned former education turned political nonprofit professional. I've been freelancing for 2 years on Halloween, but I hit 1 year full-time on my own in December. So there are a lot of things happening, but yes, so I'm from a volunteer. So full-time on my own, it's crazy.
Let's talk about.
And I've known you that whole time.
Yeah, I remember we met either 2013, 2012, Houston area Urban League professionals. A lot has changed since then. But tell us about your transition from corporate into digital nomad.
Sure. I know that COVID changed life as we know it for a lot of people. And so I was working at a nonprofit at the time. And so I went in last day, March 9th, we were getting ready for South by Southwest, and life was never the same. And I never stepped into that office again, which is wild, saying that to say. And then so a lot of things happened. If you know me, you know that I lost one of my parents during 2020 as well. But I think that changes you in general on top of having a global pandemic happening, right? So I took FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act, and really just reevaluated like what was I happy about? What wasn't I happy about? And I came back to my job and it was just, I can't stay here. Wow. I knew I couldn't stay there. And so, but I also believe that if people ask you to do something for three times, you need to get paid for it. And so for whatever reason, in October 2020, 3 people in a row had said, hey, CJ, have you thought about getting paid to do social? Because I do it for like a lot of organizations like Urban League and Professionals or my job, side projects, et cetera. But I never did anything on my own. But I hit that third time and I said, something is brewing here. I don't know if they told me. That's what I call the one above. But that's how I got started. And then I eventually started matching what my 9-to-5 income was making with my side hustle, changed jobs. They did us dirty and let go of the temp contract workers, but I was already starting to really ramp up my clients, and I was increasing my rates and things of that nature. And so really like this was not planned. I wish I could say that this was my 5-year plan. This is my 2-year plan. This was not happening. Like I really feel like this was a lot of divine intervention going on and just me being pushed to do things that I wasn't really necessarily ready for. I wasn't planning on going out on my own, but I did. And so it was like, all right, you're going to sink or swim, boo. What you got? So yeah, you're going to cry about it for a little bit, but okay. Like to know me is to know I'm an Aries. I'm an Enneagram 8. So I get very, don't box me in too long. I'm a rebel. And so I was like, nah, I'm going to fight this and make it work. And woo, it's been almost a year.
I guess the beauty of your story and watching your journey is, I mean, there's a bunch of freelancers, but they ain't moving around like you moving.
They ain't
moving around like you moving. And you lived in Mexico for a couple of months. And you know, I'm just glad you're here on the podcast, girl. Like
I mean, look, we're never going to be as young as we are now. And I know that the way I'm moving around is not sustainable. So like I just told you, I'm supposed to be in Austin right now, but I'm in my 3s. And so I can't move as much as I did when I was in my 20s. And I said, hey, I actually don't have to go to Austin. Go home, go rest. I got a busy weekend lined up. And so I know that eventually I'll want to settle for real. And I'm even thinking about maybe subleasing an apartment for a longer stint of time because I do miss having like my candles and my books and all my little trinkets and stuff out. Like I totally missed that. But it was also, hey, I have an opportunity to do something that I put on my Pinterest board in like 2015. Like I want to be the girl on the go and travel and be in and out and live in different countries. So I did that.
Good for you. Okay. So social media, what's your favorite platform?
Twitter.
Oh, really?
All day.
Okay.
All day.
Okay.
All
Why
day.
Twitter?
It's fast. I think it can get real messy, as we know, but I love how quickly it moves. I love that it's like a mix of LinkedIn, where if you find your industry, you can talk to people in your industry. Like I have a bunch of marketing internet besties and business besties. I also think it's really, it's a lot more authentic than the Instagram or the LinkedIn, because it's like if I'm having a rough moment in life, I'm probably going to tweet about it before I ever put it on like my IG story. And I probably would never even think about putting it on LinkedIn. But like Twitter, I just feel it's raw, it's fast. A tornado, but the Cowboys are playing and they didn't put it on the news, but it definitely was on Twitter. So, you know, it could be bestie, but that's like social media in general. But yeah, Twitter's my boo. I'm a Twitter girl for life. I've had like 3 accounts because the 2009 me was very raggedy in college. I'm still raggedy, but I know how to cover my mouth a little bit more.
Okay. I agree with that. I do love Twitter myself. So, but in general, what's your perspective when it comes to social media?
Yeah, I thought about this and I think I have a professional opinion and then I have the personal, right? So I think professionally, social media, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Like I think it was actually at your event, or just the fact that your Marketing for the Culture Summit event, what I'm referring to when I say like once upon a time, maybe 10 years ago, being a social media manager full time was not a career, right? And so it did not exist. And so once upon a time, it was not looked upon as seriously, still have some issues, but saying that to say like it's not going anywhere. So you have to make the most of it. So are you going to use it for good? Are you going to use the power of it? Are you going to take advantage of the opportunities that are there? Or are you just going to have apathy and disdain for it? So it's not the end all be all. And I do think a lot of businesses sometimes think that, you know, it's only up to the social media manager to like, drive sales and everything. And that's not true. But I would say that like when you use it for good, like for a fundraising campaign per se, I just did one. It's wild how many people you can reach. And so even thinking that like, dang, I reached 10,000 different accounts in the last 30 days. In what world would I do that in real life? I wouldn't, because I would like crumble. Personal about social media, it's that it doesn't tell the full story. And I know that people get tripped up on that. You never know the full story of how someone is doing or what's going on for them unless you ask them. And I think so in that regards, we get a little lazy. Like all these texts like, oh, it looks like you're doing well. You don't know how I'm doing, but you don't want to see me crying in the corner, praying over my business. I'm going to put that on live. Like who would do that? So we still have to have a responsibility to connect with our people on one-to-one basis. But it is beautiful. Who knew that like I could travel based off of my phone and my iPad and with Wi-Fi. So it's a blessing. But it definitely gets people's mindsets messed up. So just got to remember that you still have to be responsible and reach out to your friends. Don't just look at my IG and think I'm okay.
Right.
No.
Right.
I worked until 10 last night. You wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know with social media, like you said, 10 years ago, there was not a career or just a career path for that. But at the same time, I do think social media has allowed some people to get lazy with marketing, like just post and pray. And they don't take, even if they hire someone, they don't take that person serious. So what are some tips when it comes to social media management, or when is it the right time to hire someone to manage your social media accounts?
Yeah, for sure. I would say one, do you have a general marketing strategy in place first? No shade to the people that have reached out to me, but some people want me to manage their social media. You don't even have a website. you don't have an email address for people to go to or a list. And so if you don't know, you don't know. But saying that to say you just want to go viral with your great idea, but there's nowhere for people to go because, okay, cool. If I get you a post that rocks out, where are they going to go? Do you have enough product, et cetera? So making sure that you have a whole plan. Do you have your systems in place? Do you have your brand assets? Like, do you know your fonts, your colors? Because I made that mistake too when I first started. I was just trying to get clients. So I would do all the things and everything, but that's actually not social media management. And so we do ourselves and others a disservice. I would also say, really think about and evaluate where you're spending your time. So if you're just starting out, you might need to do your own social for a little bit because you're spending that money for product and everything. But if you get to a point where you are financially able to pay, not free work, not exposure, but you're able to pay someone, think about, okay, if you have a disdain for social, why are you still running it? Because just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I love organizing my closet, color coded, but I would never be a professional decorator. So just because you can run your Instagram, but you have the means to pay someone, do it. And especially if it brings you a lot of stress and if you're not consistent with it and you probably need a little bit of help because we like to personalize things and hold on, but it's my website, it's my business, it's my product. Yes, but you need to let it go and bring on someone with fresh eyes, fresh ideas. And so if you're willing and you have a marketing plan in place, I would definitely say, you could think about hiring a social media manager for sure. But just know that it's not just know a little bit of the pieces behind it. It's not just me posting on my phone. I spend the least amount of time scrolling Instagram on my phone. There's strategy, there's writing, there's research behind it. So just making sure you understand a little bit of the process or you're willing to be coached by someone to do it. Because if you're not willing to listen to your social media manager, why are you paying them? So are you coachable too? That's a good thing.
That's a good, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Even me as a consultant, it's are you going to adhere to my recommendations? Are you going to listen to my advice? Right? That's a whole nother tangent.
Ooh, I know. I was you could go on for that. That's a whole separate.
So I remember, when Instagram popped up and it was just photos. I felt like I had to follow my clients around to get photos, right? Now we have Instagram, TikTok, and even YouTube where there's so much emphasis on video. So how are you managing that with your clients?
That's why I'm in Houston right now because I had to get and gather two of my lovely clients. I love them. If y'all are listening, I really do. No, because I get that sometimes if you're running around and you're busy, you don't have time. So it's hey, let's get on the schedule. Give me 2 hours. I think I have 100 pictures and videos of them from 90 minutes of actually filming and then 2 hours in total. So sometimes it's a matter of I give clients homework a lot, especially if I'm going on vacation. Hey, I'm going to be gone for a week. Here's a list of 10 videos. If you give me 2 or 3, I'm cool with that. Also coaching people because I think I said this recently, but even the term Reels or the term TikTok makes people intimidated. But when you tell them, think about it as you're just filming an Insta story. It's light bulbs go off in their brain and, oh, okay, it's just a short video. It's the same thing. But because Reels and TikTok were branded as this new brand intimidating thing, people have a little bit of an aversion to it. And also understanding that there's different types of video. It doesn't have to be a face-to-face thing. You don't have to show your face at all. Sometimes you can show your hands. You can show the product. You could do a voiceover. You could do text. I love making text-based reels. Just having a little statement that I would put on a static and now putting it into a video and maybe have a little animation. Easy. Same thing with GIFs and memes. Go to jiffy.com. Download an animated graphic. Is going to be about 3 seconds. And now you have a video and you don't have to show your face. So just letting people know that there's different types of things and coaching people through it. Myself included, I hate hearing how I sound, but you have to get used to it. And so you might hate how you sound and or look at first, but once you just start rolling and getting used to it, let the perfectionism go. But most of my better content performs when I'm just ugly and raggedy. I put on lipstick because I was talking to you today, but I'm definitely in sweatpants because that's when I get the best content and that's when I'm doing my work. It's okay. Document your day. Don't force it. Just push it, but I will come to you sometimes, and I do. That's why I'm traveling right now.
Document your day. I need to do it.
That was from Renee Bull. I did not coin that term. That was Renee Bull, helpful digital marketer. That was not my term. That was all her. But I use it.
I mean, that's really good. Like, I know yesterday I had an interesting day. I was supposed to just go in, record a video for an upcoming event, and took care of that in like less than 5 minutes, right? Drove 30 minutes, did the video in 5 minutes, but was interviewed on the podcast, impromptu interview. Like, oh, let's go over here and do this. And it was just like, I had a friend with me. He's like, Michelle, is this what you do? And I was like, only because you're here. Like, this doesn't usually happen.
Listen, you got to stay ready so you don't get ready.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in brand colors a lot. I wear a lot of black. I wear a lot of pink or gray, just so if on the fly, okay, cool, it's gonna be but even if it doesn't, it's okay because I can throw in a covered photo. Ain't no pressure. Yeah. If there is something that's on your heart, it's better to get it out in that moment than try to recreate it later. Because it was like, oh, what was I gonna say? Well, what was it? It's not gonna be as good. Just get it out. Just get it out.
Guilty. Okay. So I stopped using third-party platforms a long time ago. Is that still relevant? Because now you can never really schedule on Instagram to begin with. Facebook has the built-in scheduler. What say you?
Don't kill me, Meta. Business Suite is getting better. Creator Studio is getting better. And this is for Facebook/Meta specifically. But most of the people I'm managing now don't even utilize Facebook. So taking that out, if I was only managing a Facebook page, then yes, I would say use the native app. LinkedIn is allegedly working on a native scheduler. Instagram is allegedly working on a native scheduler. And even Twitter, they have one, but they were lazy with it. And so I don't really use it because you can only natively schedule your tweets on the desktop version or the web version. You can't do it on the app. So sometimes I have to save a draft on the app and then go schedule it on the computer. Who has time for that? So I use native schedule. I use third-party schedulers a lot. And because it helps me be efficient, I'm managing anywhere between 5 to 7 clients on any given day. So it's helpful to have all of them in one place. So for Twitter, I use a platform called Zlappo, Zlappo, and they outdo the native Twitter scheduler because I can schedule retweets, quote tweets, schedule my replies, schedule from lists or engage from lists. I can have evergreen tweets. I can have things auto posted based on the amount of engagement I had. It's crazy when a different platform beats you at your own game. It's not free, but it's worth it. I truly, really do enjoy it. And so even if I have tweets, I'm like, that was good. I want to share it again. I could just pick a date on my calendar, have that thing rolling. For Instagram, I literally filmed this video yesterday because I'm struggling because I have two that I really, 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 really love, right? So if you were only going to schedule something on Instagram, I would say preview. It's a little bit more basic, quote, quote, but it's so much more user friendly. But if you are going to use Instagram and TikTok or Instagram and Pinterest, it's crazy. But Planoly has won me over this summer.
Okay.
And I like them more because their analytics are more robust. So my attention right now is, do I do what's easier and I can get it going for all my clients on preview? Or what I'm really trying to get is that data. I don't ever know how to say it, but it's a lot better on Planoly, in my opinion. You can go back further as long as you've had the account. So if I had a Planoly account for a year or two, I could see those analytics, and you can't even see that on IG, which is, again, it's crazy. You can only go back 90 days. So saying that to say, use the power of the third parties, but make sure they're approved third party.
But you've been dropping gems throughout, some great tips and resources, but I do like what you said, where not going with what's efficient, but going for the analytics, right? Because that data is what's going to pay you.
Yeah.
Right. That's what your clients need. Clients are paying you.
That's what I need.
Got that. In order for you to get more clients, raise your prices and all that good stuff. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Before we wrap up, any other advice or tidbits that we should know regarding social media?
Well, I would have to say, SIR, I really be trying to interrupt me, y'all. I run it all and I schedule everything through ClickUp. So just because I was shouting out my favorite tools, I have to shout out ClickUp and Loom because I would not be able to do what I do without those two. But yeah, I would tell people, like, if you're like someone that's just starting out or you want to take it more seriously, I would really say hone in on one or two platforms first. I think a lot of people make the mistake of, I got to be here, and here. Is your target audience there? Probably not. So just really think about where your audience is going to be and then go there, right? So if you're just starting out, as fun as TikTok may be, if your people are living on LinkedIn, then you need to learn LinkedIn, boo. That's just what you have to do. Right. So really take that time. And then once you feel consistent and you get a groove and you develop and nurture your community there, then you can start doing these other platforms. Like for me, y'all know I live on Twitter and I live on IG. I do LinkedIn on occasion just because to be professional. Facebook, I literally do semi-monthly updates because y'all know I don't live there and you're not going to find me there. So it's not going to happen. So I would say like find your one or two core apps. And then I think again, just, it's like authenticity is a buzzword, which is crazy, but living your truth. Again, I would love to say I have like these perfectly branded cutesy outfits and heels all day, every day. I don't. I'm in an ankle brace right now. I'm in sweatpants, but that's how I'm running my business. So that's how it's going to reflect. Like I get cute on occasion. So, let people lean into your story more, be vulnerable. It's okay. I'm not saying cry on IG Live like that. Was that a CEO on LinkedIn or something like that? That was interesting. It was like yeah. Don't do that. But let people in on, when you're having a good day, when you're having a bad day, when you need some opinions, call in on your people because internet strangers love you more than your own people do sometimes if you have a business. And so people want to see you win. Like, yes, there's going to be people on the side, but people ultimately do want to see you win. So don't let, one trending topic that's negative completely turn you away from things. Like Twitter can get crazy, but that's still where I make mean connections on there. So I would say that.
And how can people connect with you on Twitter?
Yeah. I tweet marketing things during the day, and then I tweet Bravo and SVU and crazy stuff.
I love it.
FYI. So if you holler at me during the day if you want some professionalism. No, so my Twitter account is C Cross Johnson. C Cross is a Jesus Johnson for those that are Baptist. And I would say my business Instagram account is the number 21, the word 12 spelled out, Creative Co. So 2112 Creative Co. And then my personal Instagram is Courtney Cross Johnson. So again, it's kind of like the difference between my Twitter. My personal, you're going to see me bikini, thigh a little bit, living my best on the go life. But the professional advice is more so obviously on 2112 Creative Co.
I love to see it. We'll definitely have those links in the show notes. That way you can connect with her. CJ, I want to thank you so much for sharing your wisdom today. I always love to get my people on here.
I appreciate you. Yeah. And I'm proud of you.
Thanks, girl. For all of y'all listeners, thank you. Make sure you subscribe, especially on YouTube, Apple, Google Podcasts, your Spotify, your favorite platform. Rate and review. And remember, I believe in you. Thanks for listening to Marketing for the Culture. Thank you for listening to Marketing for the Culture podcast. If you haven't already, please subscribe, whether it's on Apple, Google, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. And of course, our videos are on YouTube. If you have a moment, feel free to give us a rate, review, or just comment. We appreciate our sponsors for their continuous support. Also, if you're interested in learning more about our sponsors or becoming a member of the African American Marketing Association, visit aa-ma.org.